Excellencies, Executive Secretary, distinguished delegates, I thank the Chair of the Conference of Ministers and the Executive Secretary of the Economic Commission for Africa for inviting me to address this important event. This ministerial session comes at a pivotal time, focusing on priorities of Africa's sustainable development, the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area, digitalization, technology, food security, and energy transformation. These are also critical priorities for the world's 92 most vulnerable countries, the least developed countries, the landlocked developing countries, and the small island developing states which my office supports. Among them, 39 are in Africa, and they continue to face severe challenges in achieving the SDGs, including food insecurity, high poverty levels, climate vulnerabilities, worsening debt burdens and shrinking fiscal space, and declining FDI and ODA. Overcoming these challenges requires a comprehensive and synergistic approach at all levels, at the global, regional, and national levels. By aligning the Doha Programme of Action for LDCs, the new Programme of Action for the LLDCs, and the Antigua and Barbuda Programme of Action for the SIDS, with the 2063 Agenda, the African Continental Free Trade Area, and other key African development frameworks, we can create stronger linkages between global commitments and regional priorities, ensuring impactful and lasting change on the ground. Allow me, Excellencies, to highlight a few specific thoughts in this regard. First, the programs of actions and the African CFTA together can unlock new economic opportunities and strengthen intra-African trade. International trade is a priority area under the Doha Programme of Action, while trade facilitation is central to the new Programme of Action for the LLDCs adopted last December. With 16 African countries being landlocked developing countries, the upcoming third United Nations Conference on LLDCs, expected to be held in Turkmenistan this August, will be a unique opportunity to advance trade connectivity and regional integration. I urge strong participation from African leaders in the conference to shape a forward-looking agenda. Secondly, achieving Africa's development goals under Agenda 2063 and other key initiatives such as NEPAD and PIDA requires scaled-up private investment in infrastructure financing. My office is advancing these efforts through active engagement with IFIs, RDBs, and MIGA to mobilize capital and de-risk investments, and then through the LDC's International Investment Support Center to facilitate investment flows, the LLDC's Infrastructure Investment Finance Facility, and the SIDS Global Business Network. These initiatives are driven by the three programs of action which serve as strategic roadmaps to accelerate the SDGs and drive tangible, transformative impacts for the world's most vulnerable countries. Thirdly, with Africa's youth population growing rapidly, investing in education, skills development, and entrepreneurship is a key focus of all African development frameworks. And the three programs of action that we have been talking about for the LDCs, LLDCs, and the SIDS directly contribute to this effort, including through the goal of establishing an online university for LDCs to expand access to quality learning and employment opportunities for the burgeoning youth population in these countries. Fourthly, digitalization is recognized as a key enabler of economic transformation across the continent. The three programs of action are also supporting this cause through strategic partnerships, such as with the Technology Bank for LDCs and the Partner to Connect initiative with the International Telecommunication Union, ITU. Significant investments are already being mobilized to expand digital infrastructure, lower costs, and enhance digital skills across Africa. These efforts must be scaled up and integrated to ensure universal and affordable connectivity. Strengthening digital infrastructure excellencies and access is essential to unlocking economic opportunities, to enhance trade, and drive sustainable development in the most vulnerable countries. Finally, The 4th International Conference on Financing for Development, the FFD4, to be held in Seville in June, presents a once-in-a-decade opportunity to mobilize the scale of financing required to implement global and regional development agendas effectively. For African countries, which face challenges like those of many LDCs, LLDCs, and SIDS, this is a critical moment to advance key financing priorities in debt sustainability, multidimensional vulnerability and concessional funding, and climate finance. This ministerial meeting offers a timely opportunity to identify key financing priorities for African countries and align them with F54 negotiations. It is essential that Africa's voice is strongly reflected in the FFD4 discussions to ensure that financial commitments effectively respond to the continent's needs. My office remains fully engaged in advocating for an ambitious and concrete outcome of the F54 that reflects Africa's priorities. And we remain committed to strengthen our partnership and collaboration with Africa through ECA and other partners. I thank you very much.